Hello and welcome to YSN's presentation of Wrestlemania 34 preview. I am DJ Yoakley, and we have a host of panelists ready to break down WrestleMania and everything wrestling here for this Sunday. We're going to kick it off with talking a little bit. Well, let's do some intros. First off, we have the voice of the Crestview Rebels. He is Rocky Brown, also the voice of QCW for those of you. And he's got 5 fingers, I guess.
I don't know what to do with my
hand. Rocky, what's up, buddy?
How you doing? Ready for some WrestleMania?
Awesome. Next to him, from East Liverpool, sitting in front of his hat rack, rocking the Pirates hat and the New World Order Wolfpack shirt, he is known as Eric McMahon, but better known on the Breakfast Burrito as the Squeaky Bandito.
Correction. It's the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be.
There he is. batting third in the YSN lineup is the voice of the Wellsville Tigers. He is the man with the What a Maneuver shirt on. He is Iron Mike Reiner.
How's it going, guys? Wearing my Something to Wrestle With Bruce Pritchard shirt here, and we're ready to get to listen to the cream of the crop. Yeah, WrestleMania 34. Freak out, freak out. Let's go, guys.
Derailed. We have officially derailed already. It took us 38 seconds. Great job, Reiner. And batting cleanup in YSN, the man in the van. He's got the hood up straight from the hood. He is Thomas Q. Pease Jr. the third.
Yeah. AJ Styles, baby.
Who threw the oh yeah in? I heard a oh yeah, but was that you, Reiner? Again?
That was actually brother Reiner there. That was Mr.
Tim Reiner.
Mr. Tim's himself.
Tim Reiner.
Let's see if we can get him on camera real quick.
Hey, who's controlling this show over there, Reiner? Me or you?
Well, Mike's hijacking already. This is just
no one.
You guys, oh, geez. We had a good show for you, and now it's screwed. No, hey, guys, thanks for joining us. It's going to be an awesome show. We're looking forward to just getting some real expectations about what everybody has to look forward to this Sunday. Obviously, we're all huge wrestling fans. There's no doubt about that. But the reality is, this is the grandest stage of them all, and we are real wrestling fans. We're not always the ones that eat what they're giving us. We want to make sure that this is this the best for wrestling? So we're going to have this preview, this WrestleMania 34 preview, and talk about the outcomes, the what-ifs, and the must-haves of what should happen this Sunday. We're going to kick things off from the top of the card all the way down to the main event. So kicking things off for us so far, the number one match that I have zero interest in, the Women's WrestleMania Battle Royal. What do you guys say with your expectations for this match? Is it something you're looking forward to? Is it something that you absolutely have no interest in? Or is it a pee break time early on in the show? Rocky, we'll go to you first.
How about the controversy from the start with this event, though, naming it the Fabulous Moolah Battle Royal, and them having to remove that name? I mean, it's already off to a bad start. I'll watch it because it's early on the card, but I'm not looking forward to it.
Squeaky, what's up?
Airplanes and the other thing. I have no interest in this. I'm just gonna say it now. I have no interest in the women in general. I just don't.
All right.
I just don't.
Keeping it real. Okay. Iron Mike, what do you think?
Well, as far as the match itself, I'm kind of confused as to why they put this on the pre-show. Let's talk about this for a second. What is the real flavor of the pre-show? Do we think it's actually really necessary? Because I think the whole pre-show dynamic just kind of puts a damper on things, because this is a match that deserves to be on the main card just based on past booking. You had the Royal Rumble main event in January, and now you have a Women's Battle Royal not even on the main card. So to me, that's just bad booking in itself. But as far as the match itself, not real interested, because they don't put a lot of effort into who's going to win the match or what the implications are for winning in the past. this is just another one of those reasons why we have to ditch the whole pre-show dynamic altogether, and it's just real frustrating to me. There's no need to make it like it's an NFL product. You just put all the matches on part after part so that nobody thinks that one match is less valuable than the other, just based on the card. That's the way they did it in the past. But as far as like a possible winner, I could see Becky Lynch winning this thing because she won the SmackDown Women's Championship a few years back, and she's been kind of known as a utility woman in the women's division this year and in the past few years. And I feel like it could be a good springboard for her because if it's on the pre-show, I can't really see an NXT standout going on to this match. They might show up in the match, but I can't see them winning because they want to put an NXT winner on the main card to make it more of a big deal. What do you think, Rob?
I think you're reading off a cue card.
I'm looking right at you, buddy.
How about we move on to Tommy before we come back?
Right.
Okay. Well, I was looking at Rock.
Whoa, Reiner, slow it down. I'm the director here. We're going to peas.
I'm not a big women's wrestling fan. I mean, my daughter likes women's wrestling, but I'm with Reiner. I mean, the match is not as much important. It's on the pre-show, but in WWE's defense, I mean, the pre-show is put in place just to try to generate more network subscriptions, and if they can get some, thousands of people to join in after watching the pre-show, if they're excited about WrestleMania because it's free and they're going to plug all the big matches and hope to drive up the buy rate or the subscriptions to the network, however they look at that now. But yeah, I mean, I thought if this was a main card match, I think that they could utilize this to maybe throw us off with like not Sasha Banks. What's the other girl that's with Sasha Banks all the time?
Bailey.
Like a Bailey heel turn, but I think it's going to be just a boring women's battle royal.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with you. I think the pre-show is in effect to kind of wet the palate a little bit for what's to come without giving away anything for free technically, even though for the last 2 months they've been rubbing it in every WWE network subscriber's face that they're giving away WrestleMania for free if you subscribe now, even though we've been paying for years. I like the pre-show, and I like WWE's philosophy of if you work with us the entire year, you will get some piece of WrestleMania because this is the grandest stage of them all. And even if you're not on the main card, they still get a chance to play the game. You know what I mean? It's kind of like when you're up 16, and I know Pease doesn't know anything about this. When you're up 16 in a ball game and you put in your kids that usually don't play, giving them some game time. But I like the pre-show. I think that somebody like an Ember Moon, who's a young and up-and-comer that the WWE has a lot of faith in, this will, to piggyback off of what Mike said, this will springboard her out of NXT and into the women's division. So it'll be interesting to see, but I have zero interest in it other than the fact that it's a chance to sit down a little earlier and start WrestleMania day that we all look forward to. So the next match naturally is going to be the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, and we've seen the Big Show win this. We've seen Baron Corbin win this. And I think that's the only two we've seen thus far. Who do you guys have? We're going to start out with the Bandito first.
Well, the winners of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal have been Cesaro, the Big Show, Corbin, and Mojo Rawley last year.
Oh, you're right.
So judging on practice on that, because they're supposed to get some kind of big push, which none of them ever really did. I don't know who's even in it. I mean,
this show is off to a rousing start. We are racing through this bad boy.
Who's even in it?
All right. Well, we're going to go ahead and head on over to Mr. Reiner, who's going to pick us up for the next 38 minutes.
Well, sorry, guys. But here's the thing with the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Great research by Squeaky there. But the thing is, they've been in kind of a heel to face pattern over the years. Cesaro was working heel at WrestleMania 30. Big Show was a babyface. 32, we had a heel Corbin. And 33, we had a face Mojo Rawley. So that's what made me basically decide, okay, we're going to have a heel character here. And for me, I'm thinking about a guy, they haven't treated the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal as they should at all. The push has been completely inconsistent. But if you guys have been watching NXT, there's been a guy by the name of Lars Sullivan. He's this real big, nasty guy, 28 years old, a real horse, and he's actually competing at TakeOver on Saturday. But I feel like he's one of those guys that, doesn't really need a title bout in NXT, and I think he's kind of like done his time in NXT over the past 6 or 8 months. So I feel like this would be a great time to put Lars Sullivan as a winner on the pre-show, so then on Monday night, he can come out and cause some chaos and get some eyeballs on him. Just if you haven't seen this guy, wrestling fans, Lars Sullivan, he's a beast, and I'm going with him because there's no real men's standout that I could really lean on at this point that's been announced.
Peasy, what do you got?
WWE stands for
Walk with Elias.
He's your winner.
You like Elias?
I do.
I like Elias, but I'm not picking him to win this bad boy. Rock, who you got?
I think there's really 3 ways the WWE could go right now with it. You could go with the surprise pick. I think that'd be Big Cass. He was cleared same day as Daniel Bryan, so he's ready to go. They could throw him in there. I think they could go with Dolph Ziggler, kind of reward him for re-signing and coming back. He's not been doing much really. They had him in the title hunt, but everyone knew he wasn't gonna win the belt and go to WrestleMania. Or they could go with Matt Hardy because he's red hot right now, and I think giving him that win in the Battle Royal might be a good thing for his character. And yeah, that's what I got.
I'm with you on that one. I was gonna say Big Cass, but I don't want to step on your toes. I think we're even looking at a Big Cass, I guess, relaunch without Enzo, or I can also see. I want to say it, but I don't. I think we can see Bray Wyatt, a new Bray Wyatt, the repackaged Bray Wyatt, because they're not going to hold him out of WrestleMania after what he did this year. So it's going to be interesting to see, first off, who's included, what the roster looks like during that Andre the Giant battle or Memorial Battle. First off, let's change the freaking name so it doesn't take you 7 minutes to read it. But the big thing is we don't know who's in these matches. I mean, Squeaky, you said it best with the pass number 2 on the evening thus far. And who the heck is in this match?
I didn't pass. I was asking who in the world's in this match.
Do you have a winner? Do you have somebody you want to throw a dart at?
Yeah, Killian Dane.
Maybe turn around your Ouija board and have the Ouija gods pick a winner for you.
Killian Dane.
Killian Dane it is. All right. On to the next one, and we are to the Cruiserweight Championship, Cedric Alexander versus Mustafa Ali. Again, not that I really care about this match, but it's a Cruiserweight division, and it's 205 Live. Let's be honest. I've watched a couple times. It's the high-flying stuff. It's the stuff that I remember from the WCW days. Who's your pick between Cedric Alexander and Mustafa Ali? Iron Mike, you're up first.
All right, guys. This is really a real soft spot for me just because of the guys involved in the match. 2 guys, great workers. This just screams like an X Division type match to me back in TNA when they used to have the barn burners with Styles, Joe, and Christopher Daniels. But to me, this whole thing with Alexander and Ali, like I said, 2 great workers, but I'm going to go with Cedric Alexander because he got injured, I think, right around Enzo's push there. So they were kind of left in shambles a little bit from what I see because ever since this guy was in the Cruiserweight Classic, he's been pushed as their guy. Just a great white meat babyface. So I feel like this will be a great feel-good moment. I don't think we're going to see a heel turn here. And I'm going to go with Alexander because he has a lot of charisma, and I just think it's time. His time.
Good pick. Tommy, what's up? What do you think?
Don't really care about this match at all. Never, ever have I watched an episode of 205 Live in my life, nor will I. But Reiner seems to know what he's talking about, so I'll take Alexander as well.
Rock.
I'm going to go with Alexander too. I think they dropped the ball by not having Gulak involved some way because I think he's
Thank you.
He's got that charisma, man. He is 205 live right now.
Squeaky, give it to us straight.
I think they're gonna do Ali. I saw Alexander wrestle when he was in Ring of Honor. I think he's a good stunt guy. I don't think he has much on charisma. He cannot speak on the mic. His promo skills are worse than Braun Strowman's.
Okay, Mark Madden, what else you got?
Easy, because now we have Braun Strowman.
I'm serious. His promos are worse than Braun Strowman. There's one difference. Braun Strowman don't need a promo.
Neither does Squeaky Bandito.
No, I don't. I'm all 100% here. So there you go. But I think it's gonna be Ali. I think he can work a little bit. I think they also messed up by not putting Gulak in this match because Golak's a pure heel, especially for the 205 with the no flipping stuff, with the no showboating. Just come out and take your lunch pay. And I got to do the voice right. I got to do the voice right. Yeah, going to that pay window with the lunch pail. There we go. I wanted the Dusty Rhodes one. I didn't want the Savage one. There we go.
Was that Eric McMahon or Eric Cartman?
Hey, get back.
All right. I'm gonna go with Cedric Alexander too. I like what he brings to the table. I think he could carry the 205 Live brand, especially since Enzo fell apart and is no longer with us.
And Red Swan and Neville too on top of it.
Hey, easy. Don't do any spoilers because you might hear one of those names a little bit later. So I go with Alexander as well. I think Seti is going to set the cruiserweight division on fire as he has been. The next big thing, the next, I guess, stage we're going to talk about is the United States Championship. And this is one I'm really looking forward to. I'm really amped up about, guys. Randy Orton, the Viper, Bobby Roode, the glorious one, Jinder Mahal, and then Rusev Day. All right. Tommy, you're up first, man. Don't tell me you don't care about this.
No, I like this match. I'm with you. I mean, Rusev is super hot right now, super over. I could see them giving him the strap in this match, but I'm a big Bobby Roode guy, and I'm ready for them to give him a little bit of payoff as well. I know he carried the strap there for a while, but I'm hoping they took it off of him just so he could get it back at WrestleMania. I mean, he is the professional wrestler. I mean, Bobby Roode's been all over the world, and he deserves this payoff at WrestleMania, and I hope they give it to him. But if it ain't him, for me, it's Rusev.
Rock, what do you think?
I think it'll be Mahal. I don't want it to be Mahal, but I think he gets the most heat holding the strap. Do the rest of the guys really need it right now? You know, I think Mahal probably needs it more than any of them.
Squeaky, what do you think?
You imagine the heat that's going to come if they give Jinder Mahal the United States title, which is exactly why I think they're going to do it.
Oh, Mike.
Well, I had it down to Rusev and Jinder Mahal. I think, you know what? I had it as Rusev, and I'm going to keep it as Rusev. Here's why. I don't necessarily think that – I mean, either Rusev or Jinder wins the belt, and I think it's a good move. But I feel like it's especially important that Randy Orton or Bobby Roode doesn't win just because I don't think that those two need the belts. I mean, I think that Randy Orton and Bobby Roode, they're two living legends.
What the hell is that?
It's the
Speaking of living legends, we got my dad, Bill Reiner, with our stand-up of The Rock.
The Rock's, baby. Can you smell what The Rock's cooking?
Just a little intervene there that just shows how much of an obsessor I am over this. I got my own stand-up of The Rock. So, FYE, that's if they have those anymore at the Beaver Valley Mall. It closed, but we were able to get one. So, but anyways, that's in my.
See this? There's the car. There's the car.
DJ, get your show under control, DJ.
That's so far gone.
This is what happens when you invite a Reiner. This is what happens when you invite Michael Reiner to your party.
I gotta
It
get
just
my
gets
picking boss. Come on.
it's crashed. You crashed my party.
Well, you know, but back to my pick here.
How do you go back from that?
You can't come back from that. You can't come back from that.
Mike, you're in timeout. You're in timeout.
Let me get my pick in first, though.
No, you just you just cut a promo.
Well, I got to work on my next one. Anyways, Rusev. I think I'm going to. You know what? I had Rusev, but he took the pin, or actually he won on Tuesday on SmackDown. And I feel like Jinder Mahal and Rusev could kind of intermingle with the feud themselves. So I don't think it's necessarily a big deal who wins. So I had my pick as Rusev. I'm going with Jinder Mahal. These two guys swayed me. And the reason why I was saying that before I got interrupted is Randy Orton and Bobby Roode, two legends in the industry. And I feel like they deserve a rivalry without the belt because that would build quality storylines on SmackDown. They deserve Bobby Roode.
Whoa. That's it. You're cut off.
Well, you look like you wanted more.
No.
You gave me those eyes, man. That's why I was.
How about what are these? I'm going with Rusev. Then the same reason that I went with Zack Ryder a couple of years ago when he won the strap in the Bay Area. In the home of the Squeaky Bandito. I'm going with Rusev because it is finally Rusev Day. He brings home the United States strap because not only does he need it, but he deserves it for all he's gone through in the WWE, all the ass beatings and ass chewings he's had with the McMahons. So I think Rusev brings home the strap. The next one is the Raw Tag Team Championship. This one is going to be interesting. So I'm asking you for a winner. Actually, reverse that. I'm asking you for Braun Strowman's partner that you think it's going to be, Braun Strowman's partner that you want it to be, and the winner of the match between Braun Strowman and TBA against The Bar. And we will start with, is it me? Is it my turn? It's my turn.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I am going to say that I think it'll probably be Neville being Braun Strowman's partner. I want it to be Hulk Hogan as Braun Strowman's partner, and I think The Bar maintains the championships regardless. I don't know how, but I think that they come out to a pop, and because the Hardys won last year when they got the huge pop and won the tag team championships, I think there's a huge pop, whoever it is. It'll be a surprise. I don't think Hogan would be cleared to wrestle. I just think it'd be a cool thing. But I think Neville comes out and somehow The Bar holds the championships because I think they are one of the most legitimate tag teams there are outside of the New Day. So what says you, Mr. Rocky Brown?
Okay. I think that Braun's going to win it himself. Okay, that's my prediction. I think that he'll win it himself. And on Monday night, they'll say, well, you didn't have a partner, so we're reversing the decisions. The titles go back to The Bar. They can defend it at the Saudi Arabia show, and everything's good with that. What I want Kurt Hawkins to come out as Dude Love and be his partner in the middle of the show, and that's what I want.
All right. Squeaky, what are you thinking?
Can you repeat the question again?
Okay, so
It doesn't matter.
You just cut a promo on me?
He cut a promo on himself.
I want it to be, and I think it's going to be Elias.
Ooh.
And what I want to happen, this won't happen because they obviously don't think this far ahead. Every time they have a tag team match, he should lay Elias out.
Like Sandow style.
I've stated that before, like the Cactus Jack thing, to where it don't matter if he loses, he drops the elbow on his partner after the match is over. He should lay out Elias no matter what. Every match.
Somebody doesn't like Elias. Michael Reiner, you're up.
Not that I don't like Elias. They don't like each other. In the storyline, they don't like each other, and it makes sense if Braun lays out whoever his partner is because he doesn't need the partner.
Right.
I think before we get to Mike, I think that just personally, I think they're trying to take care and coddle Elias a little bit, which I think is a good idea. I think if they pull that storyline, Elias is dead. They might as well take him out of the WWE because he's toast.
Is it whose turn
You're
next?
up.
Is it mine?
You're up.
Okay. Well, I'm thinking Elias has something else big planned for the show. I'd like to see him come out and do like a concert type deal. I think that would be very entertaining. But as far as who I think it's going to be, I hope I'm not bringing any spoilers, but somehow, some way, I think it's going to be Alexa Bliss just because of the link with the Mixed Match Challenge thing. And the way you could do it is you could book Braun to just destroy both guys in the ring, and then you could have Alexa somehow get the pin in some form or fashion. I don't know. I just feel like it's something that's a little bit out of the box and something that I could see him doing just as a real shocker. It might not be what I want because what I want to happen is believe it or not, I want James Ellsworth to come back just because I feel like it would just be kind of great once again to see Braun just roll over all the competition and see Ellsworth get the win because the guy is popular. And like I said, a couple underwhelming picks for me in this one. But as far as the winner of this match, there's no way that the Bar wins, in my opinion, just because if they want to have the Bar to have the titles in time for the Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia, just drop it on Raw. So like I said, my think is Alexa Bliss. My want is James Ellsworth. And
Reiner's falling asleep.
Sorry.
Is it past your bedtime, Mike?
Yeah, this one is kind of making me fall asleep just because it's kind of underwhelming. But yeah, I'm going with Bliss, Ellsworth, and Braun and partner winning. So,
all right, Pease, you're up. Give us something good.
Well, here's what I really think is going to happen, and it kind of you guys mentioned his name earlier about the Battle Royal or the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. That is definitely a long statement there. But I think that I think this is where you're going to see Big Cass. I think that you're going to get Big Cass and Braun Strowman, and you're going to get a very physical tag team match at WrestleMania. And I think Strowman and Big Cass get the payoff, which sets up a really good storyline for the future. Those two battling in the future is going to be big for this company, for the WWE. And I think that's the smartest route to go. Will they do it? I don't know. But no matter what Strowman comes with the strap, whether it's Big Cass, Alexa Bliss, Hornswoggle, whoever's with him, it doesn't matter. Strowman did a lot for the company in the past 12 months. It came down to him or Reigns against Lesnar. The company, of course, went with Reigns. They're not going to let him walk out of WrestleMania without the titles.
I can agree with that. I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, the Bar, they've pushed the Bar so hard, though. But I think they've fallen out of favor with the fans. There needs to be a trade somehow. Get rid of the Bar, put them over on SmackDown, and bring Owens and Zayn over to Raw. That's my, because I think they're having a draft or something after, if I'm not mistaken.
Don't spoil my predictions.
Sorry. Yeah, for once, Squeaky, I'm going to spoil your predictions because you spoil all of mine. So how about that? You take that and you eat that cheese, Bandito. The next match to talk about, one that's kind of under the radar a little bit, the Usos with their new shtick, versus the New Day versus the brand new tag team of the Bludgeon Brothers. I guess new tag team, old tag team, depends on how you look at it. Mr. Pease, do you care about this match at all? And who do you want to see win and why?
This would probably be a fast forward match for me if WrestleMania was able to be fast forward. I'm not a fan of this match. The Usos, I think, are terrible at everything they do. It's just, they're bad. I don't understand how they're still around. The Bludgeon Brothers, I mean, how many times can these clowns be repackaged? I'm killing this match. I'm not a fan of it. And what's the other tag team in this?
The New Day.
The New Day. I mean,
Day rocks.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I guess the New Day, because they're funny. But
Are you okay?
This match,
are you all right? Do you need a hug?
no, I'm not a fan of this match.
You are not a fan of any matches so far.
Well, I mean, I am. They're coming.
If I said Hulk Hogan versus the Usos versus New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers, who are you taking?
Hulk Hogan, brother.
All right, let's do a little I guess change it up. Squeaky with the Wolfpack T-shirt on. Who you got in this match?
Welcome to the Uso Penitentiary.
That's it? That's all you're gonna give?
I don't care about the Bludgeon Brothers. I don't know how they still have jobs. I like the Usos. I don't understand how the New Day has jobs. I think New Day's terrible.
Boo! Boo! Rocky, tell him what's going on.
I think this is one of the few matches that the title doesn't change hands on. I think the Usos win. Somebody's got to retain throughout the night, and they're one of them. That's all I got about it.
Okay, going to be real short and sweet. First off, Tommy Pease is proving the kayfabe is still alive, ladies and gentlemen. He's proven that, he's going to hate on the heels, the Usos, but I think they're baby faces now just because they're that good. They're actually my favorite act in the entire company.
Usos?
Exactly. Just they put on great matches.
Day one-ish, bro. Day one-ish.
They put on great matches. Yes, day one-ish. They cut great promos. And the fact of the matter is, I just feel like there needs to be a little bit more time for the Usos to gain their babyface momentum. So I feel like the Usos are going to get the W.
Can I just reply with a quick little New Day-ish?
Yeah.
The Usos are booty, yo. They are booty. The Usos stink, man. They weren't even good on that reality show that the Divas had. They're terrible. Like, I'm sure they're nice guys,
Well, first off, I don't watch
babysitters, but they are booty because at first they were all about the Samoan and the tribe and stuff like that, and then WWE took that out of their hands and gave it to Roman Reigns. But now they're supposed to be like thugs and like from jail cells. They're like,
it gives them a little bit. It gives them a little bit of an edge. But like, here's the thing. I just love to see, boss, you make some New Day pancakes for WrestleMania morning, and then even like Adam on Twitter or something. Maybe they'll get a maybe they'll get a retweet. Maybe you'll get a retweet. But yeah, just going with the Usos here. They just captivating television all around. Never have a bad week.
I'm with you. I'm going to go – well, I'm actually not with you. I'm going to go with the New Day. I think the New Day gets the championship over the Bludgeon Brothers. I think giving those guys the titles too soon is a huge mistake because then you weaken them because you're going to have to eventually give the titles up. So I think you let the New Day come away. What is going on? I think you let the New Day go away with the championship. And then the way they usually do, through having the three of them, circle around like a bunch of clowns, but they end up winning all the time. And then you have them fight with the Bludgeon Brothers for a little bit. The Usos somehow move over to Raw and go into singles company. I don't know. I mean, get rid of the Usos. Make them fight each other for once, for crying out loud. The only reason I think they don't let them fight each other is because I can't tell them apart at all, and I'm sure that I'm not the only one that can do that and can't do that. So, Rock, what do you think about the Usos run here?
Mike, I think they're a really good tag team. Like, I think they consistently put on good matches. Like, they steal the show. Like, I don't know. I don't understand the hate for them.
Because they're day one-ish.
They're
terrible. They're terrible actors. I mean, they're terrible. I mean, their acting is terrible. Like, he's all lovey-dovey with a Funkadactyl or whatever the hell she is on Total Divas, and then they turn around and, my gosh, I mean, they try to throw this thuggish, ruggish type attitude. I mean, it's just too much for me. It's way too over the top. It's too forced. It's not real. I can't stand the Usos. Sorry.
We got Mad Uncle Tommy in the van.
Yeah, for real. Are you trying to say they're not good thespians? I hope some of the women are thespians.
You just Reinered me, Squeaky. You just completely derailed us. That's a new term. It's Reiner. You just Reinered us.
Okay.
The next match is one you guys might be interested in a little bit. It is Alexa Bliss versus Nia Jax, which is one of the reasons, Mike, I can't see Alexa Bliss being in the Braun Strowman match. But that's just me. Maybe she's going to wrestle twice in one night, a la HBK. But who knows? Alexa Bliss, Nia Jax. I'll kick this one off. Nia Jax does not leave without that title around her waist. So what do you guys think? Let's start with – I'm going to regret this. Let's start with Reiner.
Well, I have been told by many people that I have the booking expertise of Vince Russo. So I'm going to go with Alexa Bliss here. Just I feel like somehow, some way, I know that, DQ finishes, disqualification finishes haven't been in WrestleMania since the 80s. But, man, out of all the matches here, it's tough for me to call because usually there's a championship that doesn't switch hands and they wait to do it at the following pay-per-view at Backlash. And I think that's what they're going to do. And then Bliss is going to make her merry way. Or then Bliss is going to make her merry way through the tag run without the singles belt. It's just this feels like a little bit of a DQ finish just because of the way they booked Nia to be this force and is really PO'd about what Bliss said. And it's just this kind of feels like a DQ finish for me. I know it's underwhelming, but I'm going with Bliss.
Rocky, you get the follow-up to that.
Okay, I think Nia Jax wins, but we're going to get the Carmella cash in this match.
Ooh.
Carmella's leading with the belt.
Spoiler alert. Squeaky, what do you think?
I think Nia Jax wins this match, but I just want to stare at Alexa Bliss for 10 minutes, so I win.
And Tommy.
There's going to be one big payoff for the Samoan civilization in this pay-per-view, and it's not going to be this match. Alexa Bliss will retain, but you'll see Nia Jax go nuts after the match, destroy Alexa Bliss, and out comes Carmella to cash in the Money in the Bank.
Thank you for bringing us back onto the tracks, courtesy of Mr. Squeaky Bandito, who wants to talk about watching freaking Alexa Bliss for 10 minutes. I do, but
I'm a big Alexa Bliss fan. I think she's legit. I love Alexa Bliss.
She's legit. She's
a great heel.
Beautiful girl from the Columbus area. And she's living proof that you don't have to do flips all over the ring your whole match to get over. She is just the true definition of a heel and maybe one of the best heel women that WWE has ever had, ever.
Ooh, for that, I want to follow up on Rock.
Oh, man.
What'd you say, Rock?
Reiner's going full Tenay tonight.
He's going.
What was
Tenay?
Yeah, you're Tenay.
Well, then I have to break out all the comments about the Japanese wrestlers in WCW now.
Please don't.
I bet they're all retired. Remember, I'm not like Mike Tenay.
No Sonny Kiyaki references, please.
I'm not Mike Tenay. I'm not Dave Meltzer. Just keep it going, guys.
Dear God. All right. I want I think Jax walks away with it. I don't know. I don't know how you guys don't think it, but I don't know. This one's going to be interesting. This one's a toss-up. I can't even choose who I want to win this match. I've become a really big Miz fan lately, just because I can appreciate the craft of what he's doing. We're going to kick it over to the van. And we're going to go Miz, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Tommy, Uncle Tommy Peas. What do you got?
Well, I thought I'd rock my hat Uso style real quick.
It looks like Ish.
It's the Usos.
Usos. This is going to be a great match. For like a true wrestling fan, this match is going to pay off. You know what? This is a toss-up for me, but I think at the end of the day, the title ends up with the Kingslayer himself, Seth Rollins. I feel like he's kind of taken a back seat. Who knows where he would have been right now in this company? Not he had the knee injury that set him back. But I think that this is Seth Rollins' match. I feel like he walks away with the title. I think it's the right thing to do. The Miz, we know the Miz is leaving after WrestleMania for a little bit. He's going to take his daddy vacation, and I'm not really too big on Finn Balor. I know technically he's tough, but I just don't see him. He don't have that it factor for me that Seth Rollins brings to the table with his mic skills, so on and so forth. So yeah, company guy like myself, Seth Rollins deserves the strap in this match.
Squeaky, what do you think?
Usos. Can you take me seriously with my hat like this right now? Be honest. Can you take me seriously?
I like the look.
It's great.
No, by the way.
I think Seth Rollins too in this because.
Why did you? Hey! Why did you just get serious? Why are you look like you're gonna cry?
I'm not. I'm good. I think Seth Rollins because I think the company at this point, and I think this can't be understated because I think it was the same way with the U.S. title or whatever. It's the last title, Rollins needs to be a Grand Slam champion.
Okay.
So I think that, and I love Devitt. I've loved Devitt since he was in New Japan. I really do. I just can't take him seriously as a top of card wrestler, especially holding a secondary title, let alone being the first Universal Champion. Just can't take it serious. I mean, he doesn't look like a pro wrestler. Can we get to that at some point, please? I mean, he doesn't pass the eye test.
What? Well,
whoa,
Reiner.
Reiner. It's not your turn.
Great
Rocky
hand,
goes next.
He doesn't look like he passed the test.
So let's kind of shy away from that for a second. We'll get back to that at the end.
We're gonna get to it later. Don't worry.
We're gonna get to it. Rock, what do you think?
I think it's Balor. I think Balor's taking the title. I mean, obviously, everyone's saying Miz is going to take a break. Even if he doesn't take a break, I think that Daniel Bryan feud it's got to happen like immediately. And I think Seth Rollins, he's destined for bigger things right now. I'm sure he'll be one of the top guys that challenges whoever will win the title match like it's a secret. But yeah, I'm going with Balor.
All right, Reiner, you have the floor.
Well, as far as the eye test that Squeaky was talking about, he must just need his eyes checked because I'm not only going with Balor, I'm going with the Demon because it's WrestleMania time. It's surprise time. We deserve to have a curveball, and I think this is it. I'm surprised that nobody's even brought up Demon references for Finn Balor, but I feel like that would just put it over the top, and people would go nuts. And, I feel like they already were going with Balor, but I just feel like in New Orleans, the Demon is going to get quite the reception, and he's going to carry that mid-card belt and make it more prestige, make it as prestigious as it is already.
Okay, so we're going to take a timeout real quick. Consider this halftime or just a intermission. I want to preface this what we're about to do on the fact that this morning I woke up to make sure everybody was still on pace for tonight's preview show here on YSN. And we had literally two of these gentlemen that you're seeing on your screen cut promos against each other via text message. Okay? So, on the spot, Squeaky versus Iron Mike Reiner. You guys cut a promo against each other. The winner gets the strap for the night, the YSN World Heavyweight Championship, and you don't have to look the part to win it. So, out of a random generator, and because that he's completely train wrecked my show, Mike Reiner, you get to go first.
Well, Squeaky, let me tell you something, brother. When you get on the 24-inch pythons and you challenge a buddy, it's like you're King Kong Bundy, brother. And it's like You're trying to beat me in the steel cage, but you know what? We're not in Chicago. We're not in New Orleans. We're in Columbiana County, brother. So you better jump on the 24-inch pythons and what you going to do, because you can't complaining about the card because what you going to do, brother? What you going to do? The beach is that way, baby.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Oh, the hat goes. Here we go.
Well,
Wait, you're up.
first of all, you're sitting there talking about this ain't Columbiana County. Keep running your mouth, and you're gonna wish you wasn't in Columbiana County. I'll drop kick your ass straight to Ohio County, West Virginia. All right. Let's just go on that first of all. See, you can't beat me. I can have a 5 count like King Kong Bundy. That's fine. I'll give you a 10 count. We'll have a Texas death match in this biatch. All right? I'll pin you, and you ain't getting up at 10. I'm going to knock you out, partner.
Well, you're about to be like SD Jones up in here. You're going to get beat record time. Just bring it, Jabroni. We're gonna have another promo at the end. He can have the belt.
He wins.
I just want to be over. That's all I want.
You're over. Don't worry about that.
I just want to be over. I don't even want the belt. I don't need the belt.
Over. You're over. I can't even combat that.
You guys are something else. All right.
The Performance Center just called, and they wanted me to tell you that they're not interested in either of you.
Correct. We know.
All right, back to business. That was terrible.
Yeah.
That was not a good idea. It sounded like a good idea, not a good idea at the time.
Like
I apologize. We are way off.
We're all
watching,
dumber for listening to that.
Yeah,
we get awarded no points. If God have mercy on our souls, yes.
If you're still watching after all of this, thank you. God bless you. God bless you. This is terrible. This will never happen again, ever.
No,
this is it. This is one and done. We are the Oneaters.
It's once a year. It's once a year.
It's once a year. Maybe next time it's with beer. Maybe next time it's sponsored by Miller Lite. Who knows? I think it can only liven up the party. All right. The next card, or I guess the next match, is going to be Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I am very, very interested in this match, and I want to give first chance to the biggest Daniel Bryan fan that I know, and his name is Rocky Brown. Rocky, what do you think is going to happen with this match, and how do you think the outcome turns?
It's Daniel Bryan's homecoming, man. He's got to win. That's all there is to it. He wins, and Owens and Zayn go to Raw, and Daniel Bryan comes back. We get a new general manager, and all is right in the world. All's right in the world.
Who's the new general manager?
I keep hearing Jeff Jarrett. That's what I've read. Which I think
slap nuts.
That might be all right. Something different, So.
All right, let's go to Squeaky Bandito.
See, I was watching Tuesday night, and I don't think there's any way that this doesn't end in a Shane McMahon heel turn. I don't think there's any way. I think he's better heel than a face anyways. And when I was watching that with Brian, and I might have said this in a message, I'll clean it up or whatever. You could probably do terrible. He could probably do terrible things to puppies at this point, and the people would still cheer him. Yay! Yay! He hurt puppies. Yay! They would cheer him. He's got the Ric Flair thing going on. That being said, if I think it's going to be a Shane turn, then Owens and Zayn have to win this match. They have to pin Daniel Bryan, unfortunately. He's got to lose because it sets up Hogan being the general manager, because they're going to have a new general manager, obviously. And it's going to have to combat the fact that Shane turns heel.
All right.
And I think it's going to combat something I'm going to say later on too, what I think the direction is going to be and where I think it's going. But that's why I think it's going to happen. I think that's more two parts to what's going on in this case. I do want to see this match, though. I really do.
Peas, give it to us straight.
Something's going to happen in this match. I don't know if it's a Shane McMahon heel turn or even possibly something that way off the wall, maybe even a Daniel Bryan heel turn teaming with Owens and Zayn. But something's got to happen here because the company's been building and building and building this match for, my goodness, 6 months now?
Yes.
So there's got to be a big payoff here. I'm not sure what it is, but I don't see Daniel Bryan winning this match. I really don't.
That's tough. That's a tough one. All right, Mike. I'm going to get up and I'm going to go take a whiz real quick. If you want to give your opinion, just keep on going.
Okay. Well, basically,
oh, come on.
Well,
so back of that chair.
You really had to pee.
Must have, What jerseys he got back there? 31. Is that like Samardo Samuel or something?
No, it's probably got Yoko in the back of it. That was his number.
So 31, yeah. What's the story behind the old 31 jersey there, Yoke?
How the hell? I just went to turn off Alexa because it's been ringing for 3 minutes. How did we end up on 31?
Because you left your chair, and I figured because I didn't want to leave my host out of my pick here.
We're live.
I wanted to be gracious and let you.
We're live. Let's go.
Okay. Well, at first I had
oh my God,
Brian and Shane, but you know what? I'm with Pease here 100%. I'm going with Owens and Zayn. It's tough to pick who's going heel, but I feel like it's going to be Brian. But I guess he's not going to be heel because that crowd is Daniel Bryan country to a T. Just the amount of pop and energy that's going to be in that crowd, it's going to be unbelievable. But I'm going with a Bryan heel turn and an Owens and Zayn victory.
See, I don't think Bryan could turn heel because even if he does in the match, that crowd's going to cheer everything he does.
Right. And I mean, I'm not saying that he would turn heel in the eyes of the fans. I'm just saying that it would be considered a heel turn in technique.
Can I say that I think, I was in Pittsburgh for the Royal Rumble when the crowd hijacked the card after Bray Wyatt beat Daniel Bryan. And if Bryan loses this match, if he takes the pin, that main event's going to get hijacked. That's what I think. It's going to be bad for him.
Especially in the place where Daniel Bryan won the championship and Connor the Crusher was in attendance. I don't think it's a good idea to sweep Daniel Bryan under the rug. I don't think it's a good thing. Not sure how I feel about who's going to win this match. I do feel that, in some capacity, it's going to set up. Yeah, you know what? I do know what's going to happen. I think that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are going to lose this match and go to Raw and run the Raw roster, essentially. And Daniel Bryan goes over, and after the match, maybe he gets into it with the McMahons, or they cut a deal or cut a promo or something where it was a one-time gig and Daniel Bryan can't wrestle anymore or something like that. And they can, if they were smart, they'd make an angle out of that. But we'll see. But I think Rock's right. I think it was Rock that said it about the Miz versus Bryan, because that's been building and simmering for a long time on the back burner. And I think that is something similar to what The Rock and John Cena did the first time around, where they set it up for a year-long kind of back and forth. I think the Miz and Daniel Bryan are that good that they can do this for the next year and the payoff be at WrestleMania. So that's what I see happening in some capacity. I don't see Daniel Bryan getting pinned here, and I don't see him losing to those guys, especially with what's on the line, and it sets up everything for the next few months. So that's where I'm at. Let me see. What's the next one? I think the next one's the big one, if I'm not mistaken. No, wrong. Charlotte Flair and Asuka. Let's go to our resident female wrestling expert, Mr. Michael Reiner. Mike, what do you think about Charlotte Flair versus Asuka?
Well, I'm going with Asuka because nobody's ready for her. Just simple as that. It's too early for me to see Charlotte break the streak. Charlotte's right up there with Alexa as two of my favorite women on the roster, but it's just not the time. And if they want to put money on a Charlotte and Ronda Rousey match, Charlotte's going to have to make the switch to Raw. So I'm going with Asuka here. going to win the title and hold it for a lengthy run.
Mr. Pease?
I agree. They've played up the undefeated streak of Asuka, and Charlotte is the queen of the WWE when it comes to women's wrestling. And I do see Asuka getting the title, going to SmackDown, and just like Reiner said, Charlotte's going to go to Raw, and you're going to have that Rousey-Charlotte Flair rivalry last all the way probably until SummerSlam, and that'll be probably the big women's match at SummerSlam will be Rousey and Charlotte Flair, and what'll be a big match that probably won't be a title match.
I'm with you. What do you think, Mr. Bandito?
I think this is your cash in. I think this is your cash in for 3 reasons. One, I think it protects the streak they want to keep with Asuka. She won't win the match, but she's not going to lose it either. She won't be involved in the pinfall. I think Carmella cashes in on Charlotte Flair. That allows Charlotte Flair to go Raw, because that's what they do to everybody who gets over on SmackDown. They go to Raw anyways to let them die to Roman Reigns regardless. So that's what I think is going to happen in that situation. And I said 3 things. Is that really it? And yeah, it's going to build the Rousey rivalry with her eventually whenever Rousey learns how to wrestle, if that ever happens. But
right, and Brock.
But yeah,
it's got to be Asuka. I feel like it just has to be. If they somehow have Flair beat Asuka, that's going to be up there with some of the worst booking decisions they've ever made, I feel like.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. I think Asuka wins, and like we were talking about before, I didn't like that Asuka and Shinsuke Nakamura both won at the Royal Rumble. I didn't like that at all. I think that was too similar as to what they were doing on each side of the WWE roster. I don't want it to happen here, especially at WrestleMania, because it'll feel too weird, like we're watching reruns within the same show. So I think Asuka wins, and I guess you could probably guess what I think about the other one. We'll get to that in a minute. Ronda Rousey and Kurt Angle versus Stephanie McMahon and the King of Kings, Triple H. Guys, what are we thinking here? Do we like the booking? Do we like Ronda Rousey being eased into the situation in the grandest, the granddaddy of them all, WrestleMania, working with another inexperienced wrestler in Triple H? Even though she knows the business, she doesn't know exactly the wrestling side of it. Do we like this, and who do we think is going to win? Let's start with Mr. Pease.
I mean, Rousey and Kurt Angle are getting the W here. There's no doubt about that. I think that this match will underwhelm. I agree with Eric that Rousey probably doesn't know how to wrestle yet. It'll be limited action for her. You'll probably get a payoff, something with her and Stephanie McMahon going down. But other than that, I think that this match will end up being a pretty big disappointment on the card. But Rousey and Kurt Angle will get the victory.
Squeaky Bandito.
Me and Tommy talked about this. He thinks whenever Angle comes out, Angle will be cheered. And I agree 100% with that. I think he will. The other 3, whenever they're in the ring, that crowd's going to dump all over this match. It's not going to be fun. You're talking about Stephanie McMahon has wrestled 2 matches in 15 years and can't wrestle to begin with. Ronda Rousey, who's been training for probably less than 2 months at this point and probably doesn't know what she's doing. And on the other side for the men, you got a 48-year-old guy and a 49-year-old guy. So this crowd's going to dump on this match. I don't think there's any way Angle Rousey lose this match. I'll just say that. But
so here's the one thing I want to ask to our resident wrestler, the only guy in this panel
correct
that has been inside the ring. Rock, Rousey's been training for 2 months in professional wrestling. Is that enough time to put on a good show on the grand stage of them all?
I mean, with Triple H and Kurt Angle kind of having their hands all over this match, yeah, I think in 2 months, it could be. But she's looking very rough so far. Just, any move we've seen her do, it seems a little rough. I mean, obviously, I don't think it's going to be the typical Kurt Angle and Rousey win in this one. I think that I think Rousey's going to turn on Angle. And I think Stephanie McMahon's going to surprise some people. I think she's going to look probably better than Rousey does. But, I mean, it is enough time, I feel like.
All right. Iron Mike, what do you think?
Well, first off, I'm not disappointed in the whole Rousey situation because, you know, she's not meant to be a talker on the microphone. She's meant to be a butt kicker. So, but the thing I'm really disappointed in this is I'm really disappointed in Kurt Angle here. And the part of the storyline that involves Kurt Angle because Triple H and Stephanie McMahon have made him look like, you know, a
doofus?
A goofball. Yes. So what does that promote? What is the payoff of Kurt Angle being promoted as a goofball? You have Kurt Angle come out as the wrestling machine. So the wrestling machine 06 Kurt Angle. I mean, that's because that gimmick was so intense, and I feel like it goes well with the whole Ronda Rousey element, and it makes them look like two just legitimate fighters. So I mean,
in the history of the WWE, Kurt Angle was the goofball, but he was the lovable goofball who won because he was for his country. I mean, does anybody else remember when he wore the little cowboy hat and did the milk truck? I mean, Kurt Angle is a goofball. That's his thing.
I agree with you totally, and I feel like in any other situation that would warrant. But when we're talking about Ronda Rousey here and how intense she is and how popular she is, it's because she's a physical athlete. And I think if you have the Kurt Angle of 06, the wrestling machine, the animal come out with another animal, that could make it more of an entertaining match because it could be so high volume and intense that you forget about the fact that Ronda doesn't have the training skills yet.
So I want to say this. I want to preface this by saying that Ronda Rousey wins this match. But I want to say that this is as much as I want to see Kurt Angle, this was a huge miss for the corporate, office of WWE. And I understand why they couldn't do it is because the guy that should be in this match is so busy right now being the best actor, the highest paid actor, the biggest grossing actor of our generation, The Rock and Rousey and Stephanie and Triple H. That's the match that needed to happen here. And they couldn't get The Rock, so they plugged in Kurt Angle. Angle isn't nearly the guy on the mic that needs to be in this situation where you can have that conversation. The Rock and Triple H have been coming back to each other closer and closer. We saw it at WrestleMania. We saw it like backstage when they were talking trash to each other, and then they had that awkward conversation like, you step back, no, you step back, no, I'll step back, no, you that thing. Huge miss by WWE. They got to do the best with the cards they've been dealt. Kurt Angle and Ronda Rousey win this game. Kind of with Rock on this, where I can see a Ronda Rousey heel turn. But God, please don't let it be the Authority again. Please don't let it be the Authority. I hate the Authority. I think it's stupid. So before we get to the next match, I do want to ask you guys, The Rock is supposedly going to be at WrestleMania. There's some back and forth between he and John Cena. John Cena wasn't happy because WWE wasn't plugging his new movie. The Rock is only going to be able to come to WrestleMania if the WWE plugs Rampage. What do you guys think? Do you think Rock will be there? What capacity do you think he'll be there? And do you think he'll actually disrupt one of the cards or one of the matches? Or do you think that he will just come and do his with his blowtorch and light his name on fire again and leave? We'll go with Squeak. You haven't let it off in a while. Let's go with you first.
He'll be there. He'll be there because the part-timers never miss the WrestleMania check. Let's just be honest about that. That's why I think the Undertaker is eventually going to show up. The part-timers don't miss the check. He'll be there. But what he'll do there, is it going to be the same comedy shtick that he did the last time they were there when he called it the Silver Dome, brother?
What the hell are you talking about?
The last time they were in New Orleans, when Hulk Hogan referred to the Superdome as a Silver Dome twice.
We're talking about The Rock.
Yeah, The Rock was involved in that segment.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, my.
The Rock was involved in that segment. It was him, Hogan, and Austin. They were involved in that segment. That's what I'm getting at.
You're in timeout. You're going to timeout.
No, I'm not. I'm making a valid point. I think he's just going to show up, do his shtick. have the millions cheer him and leave. And they're going to plug his movie, and that's it.
All right, Tommy.
If he shows up, it'll be some. He'll do something with WWE Walk with Elias. There'll be some sort of skit there. Rock might get out his guitar.
The Rock concert again.
Yeah, I mean, it's whatever he does is going to be generic. It'll be The Rock, like Eric said. He'll do his shtick and he'll go home, and the millions will cheer. And I'm tired of The Rock too. Forget him too.
Reiner, you're up.
I'm with Pease here 100%. Not the whole get Rock off my TV set, but Rock with Elias, baby. That's my pick. Exactly like Pease went with. I think that's the best way to do it. But I mean, it's The Rock. I mean, let's be honest. If you say that you don't want to see The Rock at WrestleMania,
he's behind you. Be careful what you say.
You don't have a pulse because he's the people's champ. He's right here, Pease. I'm surprised you were a little bit.
Listen, I love The Rock. Don't get me wrong. Like any true wrestling fan is going to be a fan of The Rock. I love what he did for the business. But like I've heard him come out and say the same spiel over and over again. We know what he's going to do at WrestleMania. I did like that entry with 2 years ago or 3 years ago when it was Hogan, Austin, and The Rock in the ring. I thought that was awesome inside the Silver Dome. Yeah, but if The Rock shows up, of course I'm going to watch. I mean, it's WrestleMania, but I'm not all. I'm over The Rock. It's 2018, brother. I'm day one-ish. You know what I mean?
Oh gosh, Rock, bring us home.
You know, I think The Rock likes doing unique things within the WWE. So, I mean, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but wouldn't it be cool if somehow Kurt Angle's down backstage and Ronda Rousey doesn't have a partner? I mean, he had that little match with Rowan. The Rock's always in shape. You never know what he's going to do. Hopefully it's something unique and exciting and not just the usual comedy sketch with The Rock.
What about if it's Rock and Braun?
That'd be cool.
That'd be awesome. All right, 3 matches left, boys. 3 matches. Hustle, loyalty, respect. And speaking of that guy, John Cena versus The Undertaker, the Dead Man. Is this match going to happen? Number 1, here's your thing. Number 1, is this match going to happen? Number 2, who will The Undertaker come out as? Will he be the Dead Man? Will it be the American Badass? Or otherwise? And number 3, who wins? Who wins? Because there's been a lot of speculation about you can't let John Cena win this match. You can't let The Undertaker beat John Cena and walk off. So starting things off, I'm going to regret this. Mr. Reiner, you're up first.
Why are you going to regret it, man? You think I'm going to get all emotional because it's my match. But, I mean, this is the match I've wanted for a long time. Obviously, I mean, I'm more of a Ruthless Aggression guy from the Ruthless Aggression era. But I'm going to go with, yes, it's going to be a match. It would be an incredible letdown if it wasn't. People could say what they want. Both guys, I mean, it might not be the most technical New Japan classic that everyone wants to see. But, I mean, this is going to be a fun part of the event. But I feel like The Undertaker is going to come out as American Badass with Kid Rock at his side. And Taker's going to get the victory, and here's why. It's because I'm kind of confused as to why people think that Cena can't lose, because he's not done with the company. I mean, he's not. So, I mean, and in order to keep – I mean, when you want to try to introduce a character to the American Badass to the fans, you don't want it to be this one-off and then he come out and lose as the American Badass, because it wouldn't make any sense. So I'm going with The Undertaker just based on the momentum of the crowd, of the moxie of the promo that Cena's going to cut. I think it's going to be a good segment, and I'm going with The Undertaker.
Rocky, what do you think?
I think the match is going to happen. I think it's going to be the American Badass Undertaker coming out. I kind of like to book these things through my head. So I really think like the Undertaker's going to win. Cena's going to be, distraught. And I think it's going to be the year where Cena regains everything and wins that record-breaking championship next year at WrestleMania. The year of Cena.
Bandito, are you awake?
Yeah, I'm awake.
All right. Good talk. See you out there.
Yeah, I'm awake. I don't know how I feel about this match, honestly. Personally, I don't want to see it.
Why?
Because I thought The Undertaker looked old last year. I thought he looked real old.
He got a new hip, though.
But he's day one-ish.
He's day one-ish. If you see him, he's gonna come out. He's gonna come out on the Titan bike. Kid Rock's gonna bring him to the ring, an American Badass. That's what he's gonna do. And I think if he shows up for the match, I do think he wins the match. But I hope he wins the match if they have that. But I don't know. I don't want to see. I don't want to see the match. I'll come back to this later because I also got thoughts on this, and you'll hear here shortly.
You've had an hour and 15 minutes to think about this.
No, you'll hear it shortly because it's coming.
All right, Pease, what do you think?
For me, this is the most intriguing match or scenario in the entire card. I mean, the build to this has been weird. Not seeing The Undertaker up to this moment is weird. Not having the match really advertised for WrestleMania is weird. It's just a totally weird booking to me by the WWE. Something weird's going to happen, I guess. Weird's the word here, but I can't see, as much as I want The Undertaker to come out as The Undertaker, because of the whole way that last year ended with him dropping his hat and his cape in the ring and walking off, I can't see him coming back as The Undertaker. So ultimately, I guess it's got to be the American Badass. I don't know, man. This is I don't know. I've been checking dirt sheets daily, like wanting some information on like how they're going to do this, or is The Undertaker going to be there? Is the match going to happen? It's just been. Do you guys agree? It's just been a totally weird way to go about this because this is a marquee match. I feel like this is one of those matches where the crowd, even though neither guy can work really anymore, John Cena never really could work. Undertaker way past his prime. But the crowd is going to be so into this match. It's going to be one of those WrestleMania moments, kind of like, no crowd is ever going to be like The Rock and Hulk Hogan was, but it'll be, when you have two icons, two guys that have carried the WWE for the past 30 years combined, going one-on-one at WrestleMania. It's a special moment. I just wish they would have had a better build to it. And it makes me question, is it really going to happen? Is it just going to be an interaction? Is it not going to be a match? Like I said, it's one of the most intriguing points of this whole entire WrestleMania is how will this match happen? What Undertaker will come out? Who will win? I don't know. If it was me, I'd have booked it as a retirement match. Undertaker comes out on Raw, answers John Cena, retirement match. Send Undertaker off.
Because nobody retires, really. So
nobody ever retires. Is that Sin Cara?
See. Yeah, so I think The Undertaker comes back, and I think he's American Badass, and I think that he ends up. No, I don't know, guys. I think it's. I gotta take this off. I think I'm gonna get pink eye or something. I think it'd be interesting, Tommy, kind of piggybacking off what you said, if this match didn't happen. So much hype around it. What happens if it doesn't? What happens if The Undertaker doesn't show up? And I don't know. I'm one of those guys. I like to watch the world burn a little bit in some scenarios. What if they completely dodge this? It doesn't happen. He leaves John Cena at the altar on WrestleMania and then shows up the next night at Raw. You know what I mean? Just got a day late, dollars short as the American Badass. But reality is this. You guys are absolutely right. There's too many things that are making too much sense. I didn't even think about the Kid Rock thing. Him going into the Hall of Fame, since he's going to be there anyway. He'll come out. He'll do the American Badass thing. It just makes too much sense. There's too many things. And WWE is a business after all, and they've got to be able to correlate. And there's that's probably their way of getting Kid Rock to perform for free, is putting him in their Hall of Fame. So you can have The Undertaker come out to American Badass one more time. Two birds with one stone. So I'm with you. I wish it didn't happen. I wish that he didn't show up at all, and John Cena's standing there with his hands in his pockets and going home. And he has to actually watch this as a fan, because I think that's actually – how cool would it be for John Cena to be in the front row for WrestleMania the entire night, and you just get to see him as a fan as opposed to a wrestler? I think they should start the show with Cena being there as a fan, literally being in the front row and just taking it in, because I think that'd be cool. I think that'd be a really cool thing, but I don't see it happening.
Then you can't see him.
Really? Really?
You can't see
him. There's Peas doing his "you can't see." I hate you guys. I hate you. I bring you a good thing, and it's ruined. It's ruined. God. 2 more matches. Please, God, let us get through this.
How's my can you hear me, DJ? Can you hear me?
Yeah, who is that?
It's me, brother. No.
Jesus.
Is my camera all right?
No, we can't see you. Oh, God. All right. Let's just get through this. Let's just get through it. WWE Championship, AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. My spoiler was, if Asuka wins the championship, Nakamura should not. That's my personal feeling. I don't want to watch a rerun within the same show. Let's give it to the voice, Michael Reiner. I don't know what we're gonna do. His stuff's out. So Reiner, take it away.
Well, I'm doing my best John Cena impression here.
Oh,
but what I'm going to say is this is a storyline that I thought about for a while. You had Nakamura win in New Japan in 2016, and this is going to be a good one, a good match. But I feel like Nakamura has a short shelf life in WWE. You know, he can only go so far. I think that's just because of the crowd he's dealing with. And AJ Styles is 42, and he's not slowing down. So, to me, I feel like in round 2, you got to go with Nakamura just for the second match, just for the second win. And then maybe a couple years down the road, you could do a little bit of a Steve Austin and The Rock thing, and you could have AJ retire Nakamura, because it could be the last thing that AJ Styles would have to do to be, the man. He's not, as far as the only thing that he wouldn't be able to do is beat Nakamura on the big stage. So you have Nakamura win Sunday, and then a few years from now, let's revisit and have Styles get the win at Mania.
All right, Rock, you're up.
I think AJ wins. I think we were talking about this a little bit earlier. It seems like something's missing with Nakamura right now on SmackDown.
Translator.
He doesn't got that championship glow. So I'm going to go with Styles. I think he's the MVP of SmackDown, man. He's the guy, the face that runs the place, right? So have him hold on to the belt. That run's not over.
All right, Squeaks.
All right, and this goes into what I was saying earlier, because I was saving it for this. This is why I think that Owens and Zayn have to win that match, and Shane has to be the one that turns heel, because I think Nakamura wins this match because they have to build up the heel to go against them once they get done with the run with AJ, and it's got to be Kevin Owens. It's got to be Kevin Owens. Tommy's mentioned it before. Owens looks like he's actually getting into shape for once. First time he's been in shape in 10 years. So, but here's my other problem with this. Nakamura's his late 30s, right? AJ's 40 if he's not older.
42.
Brock's 40. Cena's 40. Where are all the young guys at the top of this card? Should be the main event of this WrestleMania should be Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. I'm sorry, that's what it should be. You got to start building the younger guys instead of having the part-timers or the guys that are old getting the payoff for WrestleMania, and start building the card for a younger generation coming up, because you're seeing it in every sport now, right? Seeing baseball, football, every other sport. 30's old. So, and those guys are in their early 30s. That's probably prime for wrestling. So I think that's the route you got to go with some of this. So I think Nakamura wins this match. I think it's an appeasement. Do I know these guys watch Wrestle Kingdom 10? No, because Vince doesn't watch any wrestling other than the WWE. So he probably didn't even know before they even booked them the route these two wrestled each other. They probably didn't know that Steen and Nakamura wrestled each other too one time. Probably don't know that either. So I think Nakamura wins the match. I want to see Nakamura win the match. It's on YouTube. Go see the Steen Nakamura match. I want to see a good match of what to expect from that. I don't think you're going to quite see the finish that happened in that match. But
and speaking of appeasements, how about Tommy P's?
There you go.
As far as a wrestling match, I mean, this match is going to absolutely steal the show. If you ever did see the match they had in New Japan, it was unbelievable. Nakamura actually got the win in that match. But these guys are going to tear the house down. This is a dream match for both these guys. It's a dream match for a lot of internet darlings, and it's just going to be special. And at the end of the day, I think AJ Styles has carried the blue brand all year, and the company's going to pay him back for that. He's going to get he did the thing last year. He lost to Jericho last year? WrestleMania. Yep. He lost to. He did that solid there coming in. He was hot going into that match. He's been hot all year, and
no, he beat Shane last year.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, he beat Shane last year. I'm sorry. But it's Styles for me. That's the right call. I'm not sure if that's what they'll do, but for me, giving Styles the win at WrestleMania is the right call.
Yes, sir. I am with you. AJ Styles, I was a hater when he first came on the scene, didn't like him. But the more I got to think of it, the more I found myself in AJ Styles. So AJ Styles, here's to you in your successful defense of the WWE Championship. Congratulations, sir, because you are AJ Styles. AJ Styles wins. Guys, we're down to our last match of the evening. The main event that shouldn't be a main event.
Wow.
The Universal Champion, Brock Lesnar. I just spit something out. That was gross. Against Roman Reigns, the most overhyped Superman punch, can't even have his own finisher kind of guy named after him. Should this be the main event of WrestleMania? We've seen this before. It didn't work before. It's not going to work now. Everybody knows that Brock is done. Brock is leaving. He's going to be in the UFC. Why are you shoving this down our throat on the greatest and grandest stage of them all? The biggest event of the year. We know the outcome. Do this at the Royal Rumble and shove it, give somebody the opportunity that they deserve. We're going to start with Reiner, even though we can't see you. We'll go to the black screen because you were fidgeting around with your computer. What do you think, Iron Mike? Universal Championship, who walks away with it? Surprise, surprise. And is this deserving of the main event status?
Well, to me, the only way that it could be in the realm of main event status is if something amazing happens. I mean, they had to know that in the back in San Francisco at WrestleMania 31, so they brought Rollins out to cash in the Money in the Bank. So, I mean, to me, this is the main event of the show, probably because the build-up on Raw has been, pretty good for what it is. I mean, if you look at it objectively, it has been a good build-up. But you know what I think is going to happen? There were past promos by Roman Reigns about how old Brock is Vince's boy and this and that. And I just thought this is just the worst thing I've ever seen because Roman is Vince's boy. Okay, but picture this, guys. So who's the guy probably in creative and in the back that's as less of a Vince boy you can be while being on the current roster? Paul Heyman. So why don't you have Roman Reigns align himself with Paul Heyman, and you could have both of them cut promos about how Roman isn't Vince's boy to kind of get the fans to boo even more because they know that that's not true. So you have Paul Heyman turn on Brock Lesnar, Roman Reigns wins the match, and just like in the territory days, my guess is in the territory days, of course I wasn't alive then, but back then, you probably had guys when they were ready to take their leave and go into a different territory, there was no big payoff. So you can have this ominous payoff where everyone knows Brock is gone, and he loses the match, gets screwed out of it, and he never shows up again. So I feel like Roman and Paul Heyman is a fun combination.
Yeah, unlike the territory days, unless you were in Cowboys territory Mid-South, where he would read the dirt sheets and if he knew that somebody was leaving, would get pissed off and actually let him go over. And Watts would do that. Watts did it with several people. So I don't know if that can work, but it could.
I just feel like it could work because it's the main event of the show. I mean, if we get a Roman Reigns win, we already saw a coronation 2 years ago when he beat DJ's boy Triple H.
Yeah, that worked out real well, didn't it?
Yeah. So, I mean, it can't go down the same way, guys. I mean, so we got to have some creative booking in here. I feel like it would be a letdown if everybody just said Roman's going to win. So pitch me your most creative pitch for this match because we've got to make it fun because if they're not thinking outside the box, this match is not going to be fun at all.
Let's go to our creative guy, Mr. Rocky Brown. Rocky, bring us home.
There's got to be like an 85% chance that the fans crap all over this match, right?
85? I think it's going to be 100.
I'm going to give it 85. The thing that's sad, though, I think the creative team found the formula to make this work, but they shot their wad too early. You had Roman Reigns come out and say everything that people have been feeling about Brock Lesnar way too far out. I mean, I would have kept Lesnar off TV until Mania. I would have had Roman Reigns come out 2 weeks ago and say exactly what he said, what was it, 7-8 weeks ago now, about how, Brock doesn't appreciate the business, he holds guys in the back, And then the week after that, I would have had it scheduled. Okay, Lesnar's going to come out. And I might not even had Lesnar show up. I'd had Heyman come out, say 2 words, and then walk off. Like, that was the formula to get Reigns cheered. Isn't that Vince's goal? It seems like it is. I mean, it just – when are they just going to turn the page here?
They're not. They're not.
It just – yeah, sorry about that. I interrupted you. Keep going.
Actually, we're going to go to Peas.
All right.
I think if this match closes the show, it's a huge mistake. I agree with Rocky and Eric. I mean, it could be 85, it could be 100, but I just feel like, the WrestleMania crowd is a smart crowd. The Raw after WrestleMania is a smart crowd. Usually Royal Rumble, smart crowd. It's just they've been shoving Roman Reigns down our throat. And I don't hate Roman Reigns. Like, I think the guy – I just feel like he's been booked wrong. But I feel like he's got the it factor. I mean, he's got it in him, but he's just not booked right. But I feel like they've been shoving him down our throats for 3 or 4 years. They've been looking for this big payoff that doesn't happen. And what they're going to get here is they're going to find themselves in a Goldberg-Brock Lesnar scenario the first time it happened, where the fans aren't stupid. They know Lesnar's leaving. They know Reigns is going to win the strap. Like Reiner said, something crazy is going to have to happen for this match to make sense to end the show. And I still, right now, don't believe that match ends the show. I cannot see them having Reigns close the show at WrestleMania. That's a bad business move, in my opinion. The smart money to close the show is Undertaker and John Cena. But that's another thing I'm curious to see is how they book this match, and does it close the show? Because it could be bad news for WWE if this match closes the show and they don't book it right.
Do you really think that Vinnie Mac is going to put 3 years of work and 12 months of a storyline into this not being the coronation of Roman Reigns, his shining moment, WrestleMania moment? I think they tried to do it with Triple H. The crowd pooped all over that and scrubbed it with the wrong end of the scrub brush in the toilet. I really think that this is Vince's gift to Roman. And I think that Roman, it ends the show, unfortunately. We all go home disappointed in WrestleMania 34 because they gave us WrestleMania whatever when Bryan won the championship and we all went out and it was Yeselmania. It's one of those things where not every WrestleMania, I mean, the only WrestleMania that I can actually remember being completely satisfied with was the one where Seth Rollins ended the show when it was Brock versus Roman, and it was a complete surprise to everybody, and not even Seth Rollins' parents knew about it. I guess if I change the camera, that would make a lot of sense too. But it's one of those things where I think at the end of the day, guys, we're going to be disappointed with this WrestleMania, especially at the end. I think there's going to be, just with anyone, there's going to be highs and lows, but I think we're going to walk away disappointed. One of those ones where we look at our watch and we say, wow, that sucked. The last match sucked, because it's going to be exactly what we expect. They, like Rocky said, they blew their wad too soon, and we're going to see a bunch of moves that we've seen a million times before. We're going to see 18,000 Superman punches. It's going to be like WWE 2K18 and, just button mashing. So,
I mean,
not thrilled with it.
Now, the last WrestleMania that was at the Superdome, but the last WrestleMania that was there was phenomenal. I mean, I think that was, you had Daniel Bryan, WrestleMania. You had the streak get broken that same night, right?
Yes.
You had Hogan, Austin, and The Rock in the ring together at the same time. I don't think you can top that. The last WrestleMania that was inside the Superdome, I really don't think you can. The only reason the one in San Francisco was special was because of the Seth Rollins cash-in.
And I'm going to get to that. You guys all touched on it. Every single one of you touched on every part of this. You mentioned the match at 20, Goldberg and Lesnar, where the crowd turned on the match completely and booed them because they knew both were leaving. Well, what was the fail-safe that match? Austin was the referee. Austin was the one that got over. So fast forward to 31, where Reigns and Lesnar were in the main event, right? The fail-safe, Seth Rollins had the briefcase, and they put Reigns on 32 against Lesnar. Crowd pooped on the match. Over, he wins, gets his moment. Crowd doesn't care. Last year, Lesnar closed the show against The Undertaker, won the match. The Undertaker left his stuff in the ring, and the next night got the worst boo job in the history of wrestling. And yes, this match is going to go on last. There's no way it doesn't go on last, because what are they going to do? They're going to do that with everybody that's there and everybody that's watching, and that's how you know you got to mark people right there. Because whenever they say that was the worst finish ever, I'll never watch another one till the next event that's on.
But to me, anyways. Rock, it's on you. I'm still trying to process what was just said. What
the hell just happened?
I just spaced out.
I know you did. Good God. All right, guys.
Squeaky said Lesnar when he meant Roman Reigns. I got what you said there, Squeaky, but you said when you went to say Roman Reigns, you were saying Brock Lesnar, which got Reiner lost over there.
Okay, did I say that? I can't even remember that, and that was about a minute ago. But you know where I'm going. You know where I went with it anyway. So,
well, here's the thing. Listen to this. Let me give you some wrestling facts. Okay, this right here is the 4th WrestleMania in a row that Roman Reigns is the main event.
And the crowd booed his ass the previous 3 times.
You know the only other WWE superstar ever to main event WrestleMania 4 times in a row?
I do.
Oh, God. Oh, my God.
Hulk Hogan, brother.
That's right.
He closed it out.
So if Roman Reigns, if everybody thinks Vince is his boy, if he goes on last and he wins the strap on Sunday, Roman Reigns is Vince's boy.
Here we go. Let's finish this show out, boys, and let's finish it strong. We're not going to put a WrestleMania 34 match on this one. The number one person that you want to return at WrestleMania 34, on the board, off the board, on the roster, off the roster, who do you want to see more than anybody show up at the granddaddy of them all? We're going to start and finish with Mr. Rocky Brown. Rock, you know wrestling better than anybody I know. Tell me what makes this show go over in your book. Who makes it?
Who makes it? Oh, geez. I don't know if anyone can save it. It's got that Roman Reigns shadow cast over it right now.
You guys are all so depressing.
They're going to have to pull a rabbit out of their hat in that main event. I'm telling you, the crowd's not going to respond the way Vince wants them to. I mean, it's going to be rough for them.
All right, Bandito, close us out.
What I want to see most on this, is somebody surprising shows up, even though I'm personally not a fan of his work, but I understand what it would mean. It would be a great coup. Probably be a great coup in the Strowman match, actually. Give me the cleaner, the best bout machine, because I think that would get over.
Who?
Massive. Kenny Omega.
Oh, wow.
The
Wow.
New Japan contingent is in New Orleans. They are on all the indie shows all around the place all weekend.
Oh, man. All right. We're going to go. Well, we're going to go with Peas first because we'll give Reiner the last at bat.
Well, I mean, there's really only one thing that would make this WrestleMania truly special.
Oh, boy.
And that would be if the red and the yellow made their return to the WWE. And Squeaky Snornito over there.
Oh, man.
Listen, I was born in 1982.
Okay.
I had a Hulk Hogan weight set. I ate my vitamins. I said my prayers. And I drank raw eggs to try to look like Hulk Hogan. Unfortunately, I'm 5'8", and I ain't got much muscle. But
you eat raw eggs to look like Hulk Hogan?
I still love Hulk
He
Hogan.
thought those were the vitamins, DJ. Come on.
And nothing makes me jump out of my seat or pop like a wrestling fan, like a little real American, and out come Hulk Hogan. That would be what makes the show for me. But in all reality, I think that the Undertaker, even though the build has been terrible, the Undertaker-John Cena match is going to steal the show at WrestleMania, I think, and that is because the crowd is going to make it a special match.
And let's go live to Wellsville, home of the electricity, to Michael Reiner. Mike.
Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm pretty much agree with everything that P said about the Hulkster, but if I had to go just off the board, just for something cool, it might not even be okay. So if I'm going to go with the WrestleMania return itself, I'm going to go with the voiceless Mr. CM Punk. Just fantasy booking here. We know it's not going to happen, but that would be the ultimate return, just because it would be a curveball. And let's throw it in here. If you guys haven't been watching NXT, there's a big ladder match for the North American Championship. It's going to be a great one. 6 guys. But Adam Cole has to step in for Bobby Fish, the Undisputed Era, to defend the tag belts. So we need a replacement in NXT. And why not have Neville return at NXT on Saturday to compete in that match? Maybe, that 6-man match is going to be a good one on Saturday on the network. So that would be my ideal return. I don't really have an ideal return for the WrestleMania show itself because I'm so hyped about The Undertaker. But Neville at NXT would be fun for a night.
EC3, baby. Got to go with the guy with the Liverpool tie somewhat.
Yeah.
What's the Liverpool tie?
He ate at Cass's one time.
That's not it. That's not it.
He's married or dating or engaged to a local guy's daughter.
Okay. Did you just throw he ate at Cass's one time as
he has the picture? He has his frame up there.
He does.
Yeah. At Cass's, that
was the link you were going with?
Because that's what I didn't know about this local connection as much as it was. That's the only connection I saw was the Impact Wrestling frame with EC3 in there. In Cass's on the wall. Yeah,
when he was last with the WWE WrestleMania one time, one of the kids I coached on the basketball team, he went to WrestleMania that year.
Wow. Very cool stuff, guys. That is going to wrap it up. We're almost 2 hours strong here in the most terrible edition of a WrestleMania preview ever recorded.
We'll get better with time. I mean, come on.
I want to thank you guys. I want to thank the Blackout over in Wellsville, Mr. Michael Reiner.
Well, I get my nice photo up there.
Yeah, you got your this is what we see. That's your camera right now. So
I'm looking.
You're looking awesome right now. And we want to thank the Squeaky Bandito himself with all 35 of these Liverpool hats in the background and his Ouija board.
Yes, you have all been excellently executed.
We bid you adieu, sir. Mr. Rocky Brown, thank you so much for your insight and spending some time with us tonight. And go Rebels.
There's an NFL draft coming up, too. I mean, we might as well get together for that.
Yeah.
I'll let you guys host that one. I'll just turn my camera off and interrupt you every 10 seconds. Mr. Michael Reiner, thank you so much for taking the time out, putting in the research, and really deep into these matches. Really appreciate it. And there he is, John Cena Pease, Q the third junior, Mr. Tommy Pease. Thank you, buddy, as always. My Breakfast Burrito partner. You can catch us tomorrow at 10 o'clock on the Breakfast Burrito. We'll recap this a little bit, but we'll talk some more local sports. And I am DJ Yoakley. Thank you for watching our first, probably and only, WrestleMania preview show here on YSN. Thank you for listening, watching, and we'll see you soon here on YSN. It's a great day.
Make it yours.